What's up, Grayson Report? How's it going? What is up? I don't even know where to start. I do apologize about yesterday. What's up, Carol, Tammy, Denny Rose, Matthew, Emily Parkinson, me. Sorry about yesterday, guys. I got home late from work. I got home late too today, but I was able to make it better. Last time I got home super late. But I'm here now, so that doesn't matter. So while we wait for people to trickle in, what's up, Kyle? While we wait for people to trickle in, how's everyone doing? Did you guys watch anything interesting? I did get a chance to see Heart Eyes on Netflix. For those, Logical Spark, how's it going? For those of you that have Netflix, Heart Eyes is now on it. It is a slasher. It's a campy slasher. Kind of, I want to say it's like a chick flick horror. If that's a possibility. Because it starts off amazing. Love the killer. Oh my god, I love slashers, so I'm automatically in love with it. It is a little campy. It's got the chick flick love story in it, but it does take place in Valentine's Day, so obviously it makes sense. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son stars in it as the handsome main dude in it. The kills at the beginning was awesome if you like that type of thing. I'm kind of, I don't know, I did not hate it. I did not like it, but I did enjoy it at the same time. Like I wasn't like, oh, I wasn't like that, you know what I mean? So I kind of like, I did enjoy the opening scene. The campiness, the little love story in it, I don't know, but it does make sense because like I said, it is a Valentine's Day movie. It did come out. It's another horror movie that you could see during Valentine's Day besides My Bloody Valentine, so it's another one that we can add to the list. But I did like the look of the killer. I thought that was cool. The twist, I don't know. But I guess it goes with the campiness of it. But I did enjoy it. So if you guys are looking for a campy, romantic, chick flicky Valentine's Day horror flick, check it out. And if you already have Netflix, why not? Denny Rose goes, I've been watching the series Evil So Good with Mike Coulter, Luke Cage. Kyle saw the new Jurassic World trailer. I know they dropped the trailer for Welcome to Derry earlier this week. I have not had a chance to watch it. It is a prequel to It that takes place in 1962, if I'm not mistaken. And then I know there's something else that's coming out. If you guys were a fan of Fear Street, which was also another Netflix horror series, they are coming out with another one called Prom. I don't have my links up because my stupid computer won't. Fear Street Prom Queen. I could just look it up. None of my links want to come up, so I gotta I'm gonna wing it, guys. So I do apologize. Which will also be on Netflix, which I'm kind of looking forward to. The other Fear Streets, I kind of have mixed. I liked them, but I didn't. I mean, I think the first one was good, and then after that, it wasn't. I don't want a review. I just want the, like, when it comes out. I don't know when it comes out. It got inspiration from R.L. Stein's 90s teen horror novel Prom Queen, if you guys were into R.L. Stein. I never read his books because when I was younger, I wasn't into reading. So I didn't read I guess it takes place like in the 80s, which is kind of cool. I mean, they already have a movie called Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis, which is a slasher. So maybe this kind of takes sorry about that, guys. Because this is like the article I'm looking at is like an interview. I just want to know when the damn thing comes out. Oh, it says it's out now. Really? I am behind. Hold on. Am I that behind? I am so behind. Oh, it's out now, guys. So, if you could kind of see it there, you probably can't because my camera's probably not. This is my Netflix app on my phone. It is out on Netflix. So if you guys are looking for something this weekend to watch, that's my next thing I'm gonna watch, and I'll let you know about it next week. Is Fear Street Prom Queen? It's out already. Leonore, what is up? How's it going? Emily Perkinson says Fear Street was pretty good. So it looks like it's like a take of like an 80s horror film, which is kind of cool because I like the movies of the 80s. I like horror movies from the 80s better than now, practically. There's also the, like, as I had mentioned before, the Welcome to Derry trailer had dropped. I have not seen it yet. I've been busy with work, so I haven't had a chance to check it out, and I meant to check it out before I came on here, but I've been super busy. Which heads to 1962, and it has Bill Skarsgård returning as Pennywise. I loved him as Pennywise. He did an amazing job. The thing, if you are familiar with it, like the eyes, how one eye goes that way and one eye is facing this way. He actually does that. That is not CGI or anything. So I thought that's kind of, I mean, I guess what cool thing you could do that would actually be seen in a movie. There, he can say it. So the upcoming series Welcome to Derry is taking us back to where it all began this coming fall, with HBO unleashing the official teaser trailer for the It prequel series this morning, which I think this came out the other Tuesday, on the 20th, 4 days ago. The 9-episode HBO series will serve as a prequel to Stephen King's horror classic, and yes, Bill Skarsgård will be making his return as the iconic villain Pennywise the Clown. Welcome to Derry is being postponed as a true continuation of Andy Muschietti's It movies, telling a brand new story that's been pulled from the pages of King's classic novel. I liked the first one. I didn't care too much for the second one. Andy Muschietti will direct multiple episodes of the original series. Welcome to Derry kicks off its story in 1962 in the time leading up to the events of It Chapter 1, which was released in 2017. The series is based on Mike Hanlon's interludes from King's books, which document catastrophic events from Derry right, can you see me now? I am so frustrated right now. Like, first the links don't pull up and now this. Like, it just when I go to pull up my links, it just loops it. And now it's like, ugh. It's one of those days. I apologize, guys. I had a very long day at work too. I don't know where it went off on me, but anyways, guys, the teaser trailer for Welcome to Deary's out there. Check it out. Andy Muschietti is going to be directing a few of the episodes. If they get greenlighted for a season 2, season 3, it's going to take place in 1935 and 1908. Pennywise returns every 27 years. I did like the first Pennywise. I love Bill Skarsgård, or the first It. Sorry, I did like Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. So I'm kind of, I'm up to looking for it. I am looking forward to it. It says it's coming out this fall, so it's something on HBO. So if you guys have HBO, there you go. Emily Parkinson's goes, I like Bill Skarsgård's version of Pennywise better than the original. A lot of people like the original Pennywise. A lot of people do. I'm with you, Emily. I like Bill Skarsgård. I don't know why. He's scarier to me than what's his face? I forgot. I'm blanking. I'm having a brain fart. Tim Curry. I felt like that one. I know it was a TV movie, 90s, obviously probably not big budgeted like, the movie was. It's kind of campy. I guess if you're afraid of clowns, yeah, that would be scary, but I've never been afraid of clowns. So, he looked more campy to me, like the way he looked. And Bill Skarsgård looks scary. Not that I watch horror movies because I love horror movies. I don't watch them to get scared, but the look of Bill Skarsgård is like I feel like it's scarier. The second it chapter 2, I didn't feel I felt like the first one was better with the kids than the older, and then the kids grown up. I don't know. I just didn't I couldn't vibe. I didn't think it was bad. I just felt like the first one was better. And I like Bill Skarsgård. Like when I see him in other films, I have not watched The Crow, by the way. Maybe if it comes out on streaming, I may take a gander, but not to say that Bill Skarsgård is a horrible actor. It's just the way they made him look. He's like the Hot Topic Eric Draven. Like we have the Hot Topic Joker with Jared Leto. Julian, I know a lot of people like Tim Curry, but I like Bill Skarsgård. Like even as a kid, like I didn't find, but I was never afraid of clowns, so I was never scared by it. I've always been fascinated with clowns, so that never Leonardo's not a good crow. That's Hot Topic Crow. Sorry, guys. I gotta actually look for my links because it wouldn't pop up. It pops up on my phone, but not on, if it makes any sense. Julian, I agree. There's only one crow. They shouldn't have done it at all. I totally agree. Like that movie's iconic to begin with, but we are in the age of remakes and reimagining of movies lately. It's like people have lost their creativity. I know it's hard to think of things. I'm not saying that I could do that. Like I give people props. Like that's something I can't do. I can't think of a story and make a movie or think of a product and make an invention or I'm just like, that's just, or make a song even. That's just like, I wouldn't even know where to start. But it seems like lately, like things we've been, even in the music side of things, it seems like we're hearing a lot of remakes. Like on the music side with dance music, I'm hearing a lot of artists or a lot of DJs redoing the songs in the 90s. I'm like, dude, they're hits for a reason. Leave them that way. Same thing with the movies. It's like Blumhouse is talking about redoing Blair Witch Project. They're talking about all kinds of remakes, and I'm like, we don't need one. You know what I mean? We don't. Like I said, they're classics for a reason. Kyle goes, OG, it was very much a Stephen King rendition, whereas the new It feels more like they're going for a modern horror film vibe. Julianne goes, Age of No Imagination. Matthew goes, miniseries. He looked like a normal, unsuspecting clown to not scare you, so you would get close to him so he could grab you. True. Matthew, do make a point. Diddy Rose goes, yep, Hollywood needs help. Isabel, thank you for reminding me. Can't wait to see Final Destination. Final Destination Bloodlines. If you're a fan of Final Destination, just hit theaters on last Fridays. I do know Tony Todd does have an appearance on there. So if you are a fan of Tony Todd, which I am, I've been a fan of Tony Todd since Candyman. He was also, he just has this iconic voice. I was sad to hear of his passing. It does look like he's very thin. They did show us some pictures of Tony Todd in his final, I believe it's one of his final roles. But it is out in theaters now. I am probably going to wait for it to come out on streaming. I feel like that movie, I love Final Destination, don't get me wrong, but it's the one, and I'm very morbid because the one thing I look forward to that movie is the deaths. So, because of the way that and then I know everyone, we do not look at log trucks the same, or trucks with pipes on it the same ever since that movie, or airplanes if you want to go that route. But it is out now in theaters. Nerd Report goes, it's because people like to watch the same stuff over and over again. True, because it's the same thing with music. People only listen to stuff that they know and they hear on the radio. It's exact same thing. Like you might have this underground DJ, amazing DJ, but no one's gonna come. They rather go see David Guetta because David Guetta's played on the radio. But this underground DJ is probably 100% better. So it's just it's the same concept. Every time Hollywood has a new idea, people don't show up to watch it. True, Nerd Report. Exactly. Matthew said the same thing. Even when a studio listens and gives you something new and original, barely anyone goes to see it. Julianne, Tony Todd was and always will be a legend. Isabel Rice, so many ways to die. Exactly. I'm morbid. That's the part I like about Final Destination. Whenever I was watching it, I was like, I don't know. I'm weird that way. Matthew goes, Tony was great in the latest Indiana Jones game. I know that new Indiana Jones game, but I have not played it. Leonore, true. Just a thought, people are scared of change. Very true. I know a lot of people with anxiety. I used to be the same way. I'm not too much now. Like I kind of fight against it, but I know some people, like when I had anxiety, if it was something new, it would give me anxiety. So yeah, that's very true. Denny Rose going to the movies, but got expensive, $30 for a $10 for a soft drink or popcorn. I think she spent $10 for a soft drink, then the movie costing $28.99. Yeah, I don't go to the movies because of that. Yes, unfortunately, because of the sign of the times, movies have become expensive. I know there's some movie theaters out here in the States that are going to have special days like Wednesdays where you could see a movie for $5. I saw it somewhere. I don't remember who was doing that. Matthew goes, I know people who played it and it's great. It looked great. And I'm a fan of Indiana Jones. I have the poster Temple of Doom right behind me. One of my favorite movies of all time. Denny goes, it's human condition to resist change. Very true. We tend to like routine. Nothing wrong with that though. Nothing wrong. Tend to like routine. We tend to like things that we know. But Matthew goes, local CMX has $5 Tuesdays. I know because the summer is near, believe it or not, already. There's people graduating, or people are going for summer vacation from school already. I remember the times when it was June 15th when we went to summer vacation and went back to school in September. Not this summer vacation starts in May and then we go back in August stuff. It's a little too weird, but I can't believe we're already here. Like, the year has gone super quick. Kyle goes, I remember the local theaters in my hometown used to have a 2-for-1. Emily goes, today was the kids' last day. I know a lot of people, I think the schools in my area are next week. But it's like, dang, it's crazy how fast the time has flown. Also, I had to read this twice. Woman makes stew out of dead husband's parts. And this is from iHorror. A Brazilian woman was taken into custody after allegedly removing her husband's genitalia and adding it as an ingredient to her bean stew. It's reported that she got angry after catching her husband watching the P word, so she unalived him, removed his you-know-what, and cooked it up. It's not clear if she ate any of it. I mean, I remember there was a story of a woman, I don't know why she did it, but there was a story years ago, where a woman actually chopped off her husband's member and threw it down the garbage disposal. And I'm like, exactly, Denny Rose, what the? And thank you, Leonore, for that super sticker. Hearts for Leonore. Thank you, Leonore. Appreciate that. Isabel Martinez, he cheated on. Well, I was thinking that, but he was watching P. He was watching some people get it on a video. And she got mad. The victim is reported as being 37 years old. In a local news story, police say the killer acted out of jealousy and rage. The victim was found outside the house after his family reported him missing. The woman confessed to her crime during questioning, although it's unclear if she committed cannibalism. I mean, obviously, if she's putting his member in a stew, that was the point. This story comes off the heels of a similar crime in Brazil where a homeless man was found unalived in a town square with his member and heart missing. In that case, alleged killer Josefa Lima de Salsa confessed to eating both missing parts. So she ate the member and the heart. Reportedly, Salsa had an accomplice, 41-year-old Robson Aprecido de Oliveira. He denies being involved, of course. I think I would too if I saw that happening. However, witnesses said Oliveira was seen confronting the victim shortly before his death. Investigators suspect that Salsa would have needed someone to help her in committing the horrific crime. All three people were reportedly homeless and slept in the town square where the body was found. Police say there might be a third suspect, but as of yet, they haven't been able to find him. We wonder what's going on in Brazil. Yes. Like, what is going on? Is there something in the water? Like, I don't, why? I mean, I get mad at people, but I never thought of, when I'm so pissed off at you, I'm going to cut off your member. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, what was she thinking? And then she threw it in a stew. A bean stew. They don't know if she ate the stew, but come on. Come on. Why put it in a stew if you weren't planning on eating it? Or she was going to serve it to the family members. and then Isabel goes hangry. And then the other one, she's like, yes, I ate it. She ate. This was I guess they were homeless. And it was another one. This was a different person, but it didn't say who it was in the article, but it was a different person. And she ate the heart. Like, what goes through your mind? I don't know. I don't care how mad I am at somebody. I would not think of, I'm going to, or you know what I mean? No, I could not think of, yeah. I don't. Diddy Rose goes, how's your stew? You like your dad? Want another scoop? Yeah, exactly. You never know. It doesn't say in the article, but you never know. She might have wanted to feed it to the family members. Nerd Report goes, maybe he vandalized a Tesla. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I know women could go through hormonal imbalances, especially when we reach a certain age. When we're going through, perimenopause and menopause and all that good stuff. Or even after having a baby, all your hormones are out of whack, right? So, but I could not fathom. It's the same thing with the mothers that go like berserk, not berserk, but they lose their mind kind of, and I feel like that's kind of, but I don't know like what's going through their mind, if it's hormonal, if it's like because our hormones affect everything in our body, but that's just, yeah. Exactly, Denny. Drink a glass of wine and chill. Isabel goes, that's beyond hormones. But you know how like it can make you like it affects everything. It kind of affects your mind too, like your memory and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking like, could something short circuit and cause that? I don't know. I have no idea. Leonardo goes, that's not hormonal. That's a spike. Or you get so like depressed that you're not even thinking straight. I know that could happen to people, but I always wonder what people are thinking when they do things like that. You know what I mean? Like even when there's like when someone unalives someone, even, you know what I mean? Like I always wonder what's going through their mind. Like what? And some of them is like, oh, the ghost told me to do it. Like I had an article like that where the ghost told him to kill his girlfriend. Or something. I forgot what it was. It was something to that effect. And it's like, what? You're going to listen to the spirit box because they told you that? Like, what? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think anybody will know. Matthew goes, would rather take an Owens magnetic from 1950 to 1922 as electric, but also had gas over any new electric car. Jay Leno has a video of one. Leonard, yes, it does. Dude, depression hurts, but I don't think. But it just always makes me wonder, like the psychology to it. I've always wondered. Exactly. You can always get a new one. Why dismember someone even out of revenge? Exactly. Because it said in the article that the person got mad because he was watching people get it on TV. And it's like, really? That's why, like I said, I'm baffled by how the mind works sometimes in some people. I know this news is a bit old, because I didn't go live last week, but I wanted to bring it up. And I usually don't talk about this. Emily, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Emily. You're amazing. Hearts for Emily. Welcome back, Matthew, Dusty, Lane, Delea, Tyranna, Eastern Arkansas Transparency, 2, the Wolf Pack. Hearts for Emily, and welcome back, all the Wolf Pack members. And what's up, Dusty, Delea, Tyranna, and Eastern Arkansas Transparency. How y'all doing? How you lurkers are doing? What's up? I usually don't talk about this, but I kind of was like, I don't really follow her, but if y'all know, if you follow Holly Madison, you know she was dating Zach Bagans, and we all know who Zach Bagans is. He's the most hated paranormal investigator in the world. They recently broke up. They've been on and off for 6 years. But then she posts something. I don't know where I heard it first, but she posts something like, my ex has been cheating on me and I've had receipts. So a lot of people are pointing at Zach because she recently broke up with him. She was married to Pasquale Rotella. If you're not familiar with him, he is the founder of Insomniac, who does EDC and most of the music festivals that we have around here. Most known for, if I say EDC, you probably would know that more. She was married to him and does have 2 kids with him. But she posted like this on her Instagram, I believe, is that kind of there was like text on it. I forgot what it said, and it said, "Oh, my ex was cheating on me or something with 4 people and I have receipts. There may be more." Like I said, people are assuming it's Zach. Holly Madison made cheating allegations against an ex-boyfriend following her recent split from Zach Bagans. She didn't say it was Zach. She just said ex-boyfriend. It's a perfect day for me and not my ex, who I just found out cheating on me with at least 3 other girls. That's actually what she said in her Instagram. Never too late to find out. Holly Madison, who is 45. And this occurred on May 10th. Wait, the count is now up to 4, and they all have major receipts. Let's see what the number gets up to by the end of the day. Feel free to place bets. I'll keep you posted. I don't follow her, but she comes up on my feed out of nowhere. I get like weird people coming up on my feed. And I saw this and I was like, what the hell? Holly later wrote via Instagram that the alleged cheating count was up to 5 girls now. The former Girl Next Door star did not directly name paranormal investigator Zach in any of the messages. The drama started after Holly posted via TikTok that her fantasy on board scenario would be all the girls her most recent ex allegedly cheated on her with would fill her in. I need the lore, she added. Zach told TMZ in response to Holly's post, we were on and off for 6 years, broke up multiple times. We haven't spoken in 3 months. Wish her the best. Holly announced on her Girls Next Level podcast in March that she and the Ghost Adventure star 48 recently broke up for good. For good, like she even said they unfollowed each other from Instagram. I guess that's considered officially breaking up. I know we've been very off and on. You guys are probably like, you guys broke up last spring, right? She admitted to listeners it was very off and on for the course of the 5.5 years we were together. We were very off and on for the past year, very much. So we broke up, and I mean unfollowed on social media, which we've never unfollowed each other before through all the breakups. Zach and Holly first started dating in June of 2019. The Holly was previously married to Electric Daisy Carnival founder Pasquale Rotella from 2013 to 2019. The former couple are parents to daughter Rainbow and son Forrest. The model and reality star was one of Playboy's founders Hugh Hefner's 3 girlfriends, along with Bridget Marquette and Kendra Wilkinson. Together, the trio starred with Hugh on reality series The Girls Next Door, and I'm gonna admit it, I did watch it. Between 2005 and 2009, Holly and Bridget are now hosts of the Girls Next Level podcast. I do not watch it. I've seen it while browsing, but I haven't watched it. Holly exclusively told US Weekly this week that she was hopeful of rekindling her friendship with Kendra, as they famously fell out at the end of the Girls Next Door. And then they just go on about that. But anyways, people are, like I said, people are assuming it's Zach because she said X. So we will never know. Isabel goes, lore definitely required. Carol, that's what I was thinking too. I'm kind of with you on that one, Carol. She didn't, like I said, she didn't say who it was. So it could have been someone else. But I was thinking the same thing you were, Carol. If they are on and off for the past 6 years, how is it cheating on her? Exactly. Could have been between the time they broke up. You know what I mean? And like I said, we don't know who it is. She just said X, but a lot of people automatically assume because she recently broke up with him that it's him. But exactly, Carol. If they were on and off for 6 years, it could have been the time that they were off. You know what I mean? That's not necessarily cheating. Emily goes, I've got Ghost Adventures on now. I finally caught up. I'm almost done. I didn't finish the most recent episode where they're here in Los Angeles. And if you guys don't know who Zach Bagans is, he is the host of Ghost Adventures, the guy with the glasses. Kyle goes, if you're separated but not divorced yet, it doesn't count. I agree that too, because you're separated. You're not together. You formally said you're not together. So technically, it's weird how some people think. You know what I mean? Like if you're separated but not fully divorced, you're still separated. Doesn't mean that if you go date and go out with someone, it doesn't mean that you're cheating on them. You know what I mean? Same thing if you broke up. If you were on and off and you broke up, if you're broken up at that time and you go out on a date, that's not cheating. Panda thinks he was cheating. I'm going to say no because it's vague. There's no receipts to say it was him. And I'm not going to accuse someone of something unless I actually have, unless an article actually says it. And there is an article that does, but it's conflicting. True, Denny, some people just can't be monogamous. He is on TV. Anyone on TV, I'm just going to use that example. they could get whoever they want. You know what I mean? They're on TV. I'm gonna put it that way. Or rock stars or DJs. They fall for the temptation. It happens. I'm not saying cheating is right. Cheating isn't right. Cheating's effed up. It is effed up. If you're with somebody, you should be with them. If you're gonna do cheating, you might as well break up with them. You know what I mean? But Denny, you're right. Some people just can't. They fall into temptations. Denny goes, I would not date anyone famous. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably famous people out there that's been married to the same person for 30 years that are devoted to that person. Don't get me wrong. And then you've got the wife that probably does understand that when they go out, that there's probably going to be people flocking over their husband or vice versa. I mean, I feel like if you get into that situation, you already kind of know what to expect. Not the cheating, but like the attention that you might get, or like their schedule, like their work schedule. Like some of these, if I heard somewhere like the actors that when they're filming TV shows, it could be 14-hour days. Like that's what I heard about the X-Files. That is a long time to work. If you have a significant, you may not see them for an entire day. You know what I mean? Unless they came to set, obviously. But if you're dating a person in that situation, you should already know that's what you're going to expect, kind of thing. So you kind of know what you're getting into. I feel like when you do go that direction. But I agree with you, Denny, like someone famous, it'll probably, you wouldn't have privacy. It'd be very hard to get privacy. Carol goes, it's like when you get accused of cheating constantly and you haven't, people do end up doing what they're accused. Yeah, true. That too. It could be the other way. That's what I heard, Emily. Supposedly he was on a dating app like Bumble or something. I heard someone say Bumble, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how true it is. I don't know. And I'm not going to keep, like I said, it was on a dating app while they were dating. He's a TV star, so why would he need a dating app? Exactly that too. Like, why would he go on a dating app? I feel like that's cheesy. I heard that too, but like I said, it's not. You know what I mean? It's all up in the air. I'm not going to accuse somebody of something. I mean, it's effed up to do that to anyone. You might as well just break up with them if you're going to do that. Like, why? Why do it in the first place? But there's some guys that just they can't. The temptation. It just did. Diddy goes, ever since the Diddy case, I can't look at famous people without thinking how many partners did they have. Heather, whatever. What is up? Sean, how's it going? It's a TikToker, Panda Bear. TikTokers, I kind of don't believe in TikTokers. Only because TikTokers, they're out to get famous. A lot of them. So I'm kind of like with TikTokers, I take them with a grain of salt. It's like with the paranormal videos that come out of TikTok too, as well. Same thing. But I can't play it because it's a TikTok. YouTube will strike me down like never before. But I take TikTokers with a grain of salt. Emily, thank you for gifting 5 more memberships. Thank you, Emily. Hearts for Emily, and welcome Gunner Girl, Butter, Leslie with an S, John Goody, Luigi's Booty Lover. I love that. Welcome to the Wolfpack, guys, and hello to the lurkers. Hearts for Emily, guys, and the new and returning Wolfpack members. And what is up, Gunner Girl? Isabel goes, the doll face behind you reminds me of a porcelain doll I used to have as a child. So creepy. Oh, that's actually from The Strangers. From one of the Strangers movies. Tyrana, that's okay. So what got me the idea of today's topic, which is haunted hospitals. I always think hospitals are haunted to begin with, but there's one particular hospital that I drive by every once in a while. It's off the 10, going toward in East LA. It's LA General. Every time I look at that hospital, I'm like, that MFer's haunted. It's just the way that you can tell the hospital's old. And I would drive by it. I'm like, every time, like I said, every time I drive by it, I'm going, at MFer is haunted. I don't care what anybody says, it's haunted. I finally, after the 20th time of driving by it, I go, what's the name of that hospital? So it's the LA General Hospital. It is in East LA here. I drive by it all the time. Off the 10 freeway, if you guys are familiar with this area. I finally decided to look it up. There isn't much on it about it being haunted, except for like when you Google it and it comes out with the AI overview. It was built in hold on. I think it was built in 1878. And then in the 30s, a new 1 million square foot 1680 bed building was constructed, which opened in December of 1933. So needless to say, following damage in the 1994 Northridge earthquake, a replacement hospital opened in 2008. So needless to say, that MFer is haunted. It's been around since 1878. Matthew goes, I think that hospital is haunted because Cheech Marin was born in East LA. Oh my God, that movie. Oh. It is a super old hospital. Like I said, the only thing I heard about it, is when you Google it and an AI overview goes. So I don't know how accurate this is. I could not find an article about it. LA General officially Los Angeles County General Hospital is a historical hospital that has been rumored to be haunted. The hospital's history, including its massive size, hundreds of thousands of deaths, and abandoned state it's in, contributes to the belief of paranormal activity. Here is where I think part of it's still open. It's just the old part isn't. Here's a more detailed look at the haunted claims. History and size. LA General was once the largest hospital in the county and saw countless deaths. I think that's with majority of hospitals, and I feel like hospitals, regardless, if they're new, even if they're a newer hospital, I feel like because the amount of deaths that occur at a hospital, there's got to be something there. You know what I mean? This history, coupled with the abandoned state of the building, has led some to believe it's a haunted experience in itself. Alleged experiences. Some investigators have reported hearing whispers, a little girl laughing and singing, and even glimpsed a shadowy woman and a ghostly doctor pacing the corridors. So that was all I was able to find about it. I've never been to it. I just drive by it. I know that when that movie came out, everyone was singing "Born in East LA" like over. Oh my god, I remember that like crazy. So that leads me. I am not going to download wherever this crap is. 13 of the most haunted hospitals and asylums in the world. So we got the Royal Hope Hospital, which is in Florida. First on the list is a hospital located in Florida, known to many by its gruesome history. Royal Hope Hospital was a Spanish military hospital from 1784 to 1821 and was eventually demolished through time. Finally, a replica of the original hospital was built to house the victims during the Seminole War. However, when the city workers were about to repair the water lines and penetrated the area of the old building, they found out that the hospital was originally built on what appeared to be an ancient Native American burial ground. Visitors of the Spanish Military Hospital Museum would often mention qualities of groans and shouts coming from, it says qualities, from unaccompanied rooms, adding up to the chill, real ill beds moving over the place, beverage jars sliding cross over outside seats, and the frequenting sound of marching feet in a unfilled upstairs region. Frequently encountered of strange events and apparition sightings were told and are still being experienced by guests. Paranormal experts once claimed that the place is a real breeding ground of haunted Florida soul and paranormal movement. And according to them, these sorts of hauntings inclines to be present in those zones when human feelings and emotion is or was focused all the time. Number 12, Tranquil Sanatorium in Canada. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Tranquil Sanatorium was built in 1907 as a ranch before the owners began caring for tuberculosis patients. A small community known as Tranquil was built around it. The community has its beautiful gardens, houses a farm, a fire department, and more facilities. In 1958, the hospital closed and was reopened in 1959 to treat the mentally ill. It closed permanently in 1983. However, not everything is tranquil at the sanatorium. Spirits persist in knocking about the place. The years of isolation and sadness seem to have been absorbed into the surroundings, and on occasion, those emotions can be felt by the living and haunting encounters can occur. It would seem that Tranquil Sanatorium just might be haunted. Today, strange floating orbs throughout the facility, inexplicable feelings of sadness, unease, and dramatic temperature changes still evade the place. There have also been stories about mysterious voices and ghostly figures, one of which that of a nurse who was brutally murdered by a patient. Number 11, Severals Hospital in England. Severals, I am probably pronouncing that incorrectly, in Colchester, Essex, United Kingdom, was a psychiatric hospital built in 1910 to the design of architect Frank Whitmore. It opened in May of 1913 and housed some 2,000 patients. Most of the I also feel like it's insane asylums or psychiatric hospitals are haunted too as well, because of the way they treated patients back then, um, was so unethical. I felt like they would give you lobotomies or shock treatments. So I feel like that treatment alone, and I'm pretty sure some people died from some of that treatment as well, would cause like turmoil, like for a spirit to not be able to move on. It's awful. Like it, what Heather would ever said, I agree. It's awful. Most of the buildings are in the Queen Anne style with few architectural embellishments typical of the Edwardian period. The most ornate buildings are the Administration Building, Larch House, and Severall's House, formerly the Medical Superintendent's residence. The reputation of being extremely haunted in this context should come as a surprise. The hospital closed as a psychiatric hospital in the early 1990s following the closure of other mental institutions. However, a small section remained open until March 20th for the treatment of elderly patients suffering from the effects of severe stroke. However, ghost hunters are still very interested in the place in search of encounters of the critical kind. Julianne goes, I believe care homes and hospitals have something happening there. In 2 decades, I saw things and felt things I couldn't explain. That too, care homes. I feel like I know there's a lot of care homes. I feel like care homes are like, yeah, I feel like there's people that work in those care homes that don't give an F about people. And there's some people that send people to care homes to die. And a lot of those people die alone in those care homes. So yes, I do believe that could be haunted too. Because um so yeah, I just feel like if I ever die, I don't want to ever be put in a care home. I'm blessed that my stepmom did not send my dad to a care home. She automatically was like, "No, I'm taking care of him. I'm not." So he was able to pass away in the comfort of his home instead of a care home. Um, because they did suggest it, and she was like, "No." She was adamant about it, like, "No." Um, and I even said the same thing, "No." So I mean, there are some unfortunately, there's some things that you do have to place medically because there's some things you can't do at home that you do need to, you know. So unfortunately, but if I could avoid them, I would. Whittingham Hospital, England. Julianne goes, "Yep, I had to quit because I couldn't take how people were being treated and my nursing director wouldn't listen to me." Yes, exactly. I feel like the people in those places just don't care. They don't give an F. Like I said, they don't. They're there for a paycheck. Basically, a body in your facility is money. That's basically what it is. I hate. That's how some people see it, and it's sad. Very sad. And I'm sure the people. I don't know if the people working there, like Julianne, she said she quit. Um, but I don't know how some people can work in places like that because I could not. Heather, whatever goes, my grandpa was in one. My grandma went there every day and shaved him in the morning. She had a big heart. I mean, I'm sorry, there's in some cases you have no choice, you know what I mean? Because they're medically, you might not be able to take care of the person at home. Like there might be the person might need to be on a machine and you're not capable of taking care of that machine, you know what I mean? So in some scenarios you have to, but if you can avoid it at all costs, I would. I just don't like those places. Whittingham Hospital is a psychiatric hospital in the parish of Whittingham near Preston, Lancashire, England. It opened in 1873 as the fourth Lancashire County Asylum and grew to the largest mental hospital in Britain. However, in 1967, the hospital faced a controversy involving complaints of mistreatment in 2 male and 2 female wards in St. Luke's division, with the worst being in Ward 16 for women. Complaints were reported such as patients being locked in small rooms, under staircases, in washrooms, and outside in the area courts, regardless of weather. Others include patients being dragged by their hair. What? A wet towel treatment where a damp towel would be wrapped around the patient's neck to induce unconsciousness. Nurses setting fire to a patient's clothing while worn. What? Beatings and vermin infestations. Like, yeah. An investigation took place, and as a result, both the head male nurse and the matron took early retirement. Two male nurses were convicted of the thief, and in a separate incident, another nurse was jailed for manslaughter after an elderly patient he had assaulted later died. That is. Denny Rose goes, I kept my grandmother at my place and promised her the only place she would go was the hospital because she would be in her last days. I kept my promise too. Awesome. Julianne goes, I'm too tenderhearted and cared for the people, but I felt like no one else did. I had to leave because I couldn't take my fellow employees. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how I see those places too. Unfortunately, I see those care facilities. Um, like the people just go there for, like I said earlier, the people just go there for a paycheck. Um, any person that they can get into their facility is money. Um, that's all they see the person as. They don't see him as someone's grandmother. They don't see him as your mother. They see it as money. A body and a bed equals money. And I hate to say it that way, but that's how some of those places are run. And I hope to God I never end up in one of those. Oh, Matthew, I saw that. I was like, what the heck? He's talking about the kitty. Here, your smell home's like pee. Try this. The random ads that they put on these articles, it's hilarious. Yeah, cattle, Julian. I agree. Old Changi Hospital, Singapore, located in Changi, Singapore. Changi Hospital was previously known as Royal Air Force Hospital, is merged with the Toi Payoh Hospital and renamed as the Changi General Hospital. After it was closed in 1997, it sat abandoned for years, over a decade. Regarded as one of the most haunted places in Singapore, Old Changi Hospital was captured by the Japanese forces during World War II and was used as a healthcare facility for the prisoners of war detained at the Changi military base. So they really cared about the prisoners of war? That's kind of weird. I figured if you're a prisoner of war, they wouldn't care about your health, but it's saying here that it was used as a healthcare facility for the prisoners of war. The uneasy feeling of the visitors was probably brought by those people who lost their lives in the hands of the Japanese and are still seeking revenge up to this time. According to some, the terrifying moments, excitement, and adventures were not worth the exchange for what followed them home. I don't know. I love Asian horror. It's probably one of my favorite horrors. But I feel like, I don't know, when I read this, I was like, oh my God, don't mess with the spirits in here. I feel like, I don't know, with Asian spirits, I just feel like there's a whole nother level to them. I love, I mean, the folklore that I've read, or like even seen like the movies. I just feel like you don't want to mess with Asian spirits. You don't. I've never been in a haunted Asian, building, but I can just imagine like that's just like another level compared to here. I mean, any haunting's probably like terrifying, especially when it's like an evil force that you're dealing with. But I don't know. I just feel like Asian is like up here. Heather, whatever goes, true least that the stories are scary. Heather, whatever, you may find one that's good. I'm not saying they're all like that. It's just majority of them. The care facilities, we're going back to the care facilities here, are people that don't care. But you found where your grandpa was. She goes, my grandpa was in one connected to Loma Linda, although he wasn't of that particular faith. The nurses were amazing, and the staff leaving on a shift prayed with the shift coming in. It was amazing. You might find one that's amazing, and that is a diamond in a rough. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. I did not mention Skeleduck. I did hide him, but he's not on screen, so technically, oh yeah, he is now. I forgot to mention Skeleduck. He's somewhere behind me. I kind of gave it away when I moved. He's somewhere behind me, guys. Um, I'll give you a few minutes to look for him. If you guys don't know who Skeleduck is, he is pictured in my upper right-hand corner. That is what he looks like. He is not the one where my finger is pointing. That is his brother that goes to the gym. But looks similar to that, but smaller. He is somewhere in this background. I'll give you a few minutes to look. And just remind me if I don't say where his location is, because sometimes I do forget. And I'm definitely gonna catch Prom Street or Fear Street. Oh my god. Fear Street this weekend. I'm looking forward to watching that. I didn't know it was out already. I'm trying to think of what else is I know there's a bunch of movies out on VOD, but I'm waiting for them to come on a streaming service. There's a few that I will watch on VOD. There's a few. There's a chosen few. But kind of, Denny. Kind of. Not above my head, but kind of in that area. What is the name of that? What's super cool, gutter guards, which or garbs, which is a clothing. I don't think I've ever bought a shirt from here. But I thought this was kind of cool. I do follow them, but I don't think I bought a shirt from them yet. Gene Rick, what is up? They do have they're pretty much horror shirts. There's fright rags, there's cavity colors, there's terror threads, which is where I get a lot of the terror threads is where I get my Terrifier shirts. But I thought what was cool is they came out with X trilogy shirts. I'm thinking about getting the Pearl shirt because Pearl out of the X series is one of my favorites. But I thought it was kind of cool because even the X one looks cool, the X t-shirt. I thought it was cool that they actually have t-shirts for X, Pearl, and Maxine. And this is Gutter Garb. So if you guys are and they're having a Memorial Day weekend, like most sales, like most places are. But I thought this was pretty cool because I have not seen anyone come out with a shirt. I think someone did. I think it was Studio. Someone did. But I didn't like the shirts that they had. But these shirts I kind of do like. So I'm thinking about getting the Pearl one. They're actually all good. But if you guys are a fan of the X trilogy, there you go. Gutter Garbs has a. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. They have the X shirts, which are kind of cool. All right, guys. I don't think anyone's gonna find him. Because you would have to definitely zoom in. So I'm going to reveal his location because I kind of hit him really well this time. I did. I mean, no, you can kind of tell still. But Skeleduck, Skeleduck, if you see the wolf skull mask, he is behind it. So if you see one of the eyes is kind of like he's hiding behind one of the eyes. So technically he was on screen. He's hiding behind the skull mask here, the wolf skull mask. So he's in one of the eyeballs. And I just realized like I was kind of covering it. I did it super quick. I didn't know where to hide them because I was kind of running late. So I was like, I'm just gonna put them there. All right, guys. Are there any last minute questions before I end this stream? And I do thank you for joining me. Denny Rose goes sneaky. And I do want to thank Leonore again for your super sticker and Emily Parkinson for your 10 gifted memberships. I do appreciate that. Um I may, if you guys like the stream on Friday, um I do know Friday is probably better for most of you because it's you guys could stay up later. On some people can. So I may switch it. Maybe I'll switch to delay it. Skeleduck is if you see where this wolf mask is, where my hand is, finger is, it's he's hiding behind the wolf mask and he's in that eyeball. So if you look in that eyeball, you could see him. I mean, if it works out, I may do it Friday. We'll see. Well, I may change it to Friday. It might be better. Might be a better day for you guys. Um, but and also I want to give a shout out to Heather, whatever, for your PayPal. She says you're always great. Thank you, Heather, whatever. I do appreciate that. Hearts for Heather, whatever. I didn't want to forget anybody because I always do. Panda Bear goes, to be honest, I couldn't tell where it was, and yet the duck wants to be a wolf. Julianne goes, yes, Friday. Heather Wetter goes, great day for it. All right, guys, without further ado, I am going to end this edition of Grace Report. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Stay spooky, sweet nightmares, and have a great weekend. And see you on the next one. Good night, guys, and thank you.